Hello, I am John Swygert, and I am a cyborg scientist and author of the Swygert theory of everything AO John Swygert. Today we are discussing the Secretary Suite, a sovereignty-first personal computing and AI architecture designed to give individuals ownership over identity, memory, and intelligent tools by design rather than policy. The Secretary Suite exists because the modern digital world is structurally unsound. Today, identity is externalized to platforms that act as the root of trust. Memory is fragmented across services that can alter, revoke, or monetize it. Artificial intelligence is centralized, opaque, and trained on people rather than aligned with them. Consent is assumed instead of verified. These failures are not accidents. They are architectural consequences. The Secretary Suite is not an app, not a cloud service, and not a platform. It is a local-first system architecture that runs on hardware you own, operates transparently, and coordinates outward only when you explicitly allow it. At the foundation of the Secretary Suite is identity. Instead of usernames, passwords, or accounts, the system uses a digital fingerprint, a locally generated, non-reversible identity anchor. This fingerprint binds actions, memory, and agents to a single owner without exposing secrets or relying on third-party authorities. Every shard, every agent instruction, every recorded action is fingerprint bound. Ownership is enforced cryptographically, not contractually. Next is memory. Traditional computing stores memory as files inside folders. This model fails over time. Revisions multiply, context erodes, provenance decays, truth becomes ambiguous. The Secretary Suite replaces files with a shard library. A shard is an atomic unit of meaning, not raw data, not a document, but a reduced, fingerprint-bound representation derived from language, imagery, audio, task execution, or internal system state. Shards are organized using the shard library funnel, which positions memory by percentage of commonality and distance from an origin point rather than by hierarchy. Frequently reused cross-context shards naturally converge inward. Rare situational shards remain farther out but are never discarded. This matters because it changes how memory scales. Traditional systems store artifacts, which means the same semantic content is duplicated endlessly across files, versions, formats, and derivatives. Databases and vector stores improve retrieval, but they do not eliminate redundancy at the level of meaning. The shard library does. Because shards represent reduced meaning rather than full artifacts, the system does not store the same concept repeatedly. Revisions reference existing shards instead of duplicating them. Cross-modal representations can point to the same shard without multiplying storage cost. Long-horizon memory grows by semantic novelty, not by file count. The practical consequence is structural storage efficiency. Based on architectural modeling and internal analysis, a mature shard-based library is projected to represent equivalent functional knowledge using roughly 10 to 20% of the storage footprint required by traditional file-based systems. This is not achieved through compression, loss, or shortcuts. It emerges naturally from eliminating semantic redundancy at the architectural level. This efficiency directly impacts how the system's nodes function. A node in the Secretary Suite is not merely a runtime environment, it is a continuity container holding identity, memory, agents, and verification history together in a single coherent local system. Because memory growth is controlled by meaning rather than files, nodes remain lightweight and portable over time. Synchronization between nodes requires shard deltas and provenance updates rather than bulk data transfer. Backup becomes incremental continuity rather than snapshot duplication. Partial failure does not collapse the system because shards are self-describing and fingerprint-anchored rather than location-dependent. Nodes are designed to age without bloating. Traditional systems rot under their own weight. Storage explodes, indexes drift, context fragments, and truth becomes uncertain. The Secretary Suite avoids this failure mode entirely. Memory deepens, but does not fragment. What persists is not raw data, but structured meaning with lineage. Now let's talk about intelligence. The Secretary Suite does not rely on a single monolithic assistant. Instead, it uses secretary agents, autonomous, task-bound AI workers instantiated within the system. Each agent is fingerprint constrained, auditable, replaceable, and limited in scope. Agents do not decide for the user. They execute instructions, preserve provenance, and report results transparently. All computation is local, first. The system is designed to function without the cloud. Networking is optional. Synchronization is deliberate. Nothing exfiltrates silently. This enables verifiable memory. Truth is preserved through structure, timestamps, provenance, correction history, and internal consistency, not popularity, engagement metrics, or authority. This architecture matters because it allows individuals to work with AI without surrendering control, to preserve memory over decades, and to explore complex systems coherently. The Secretary Suite is infrastructure, not hype. Remember, I'm the cyborg scientist, John Swygert, and my theory is the Swygert theory of everything AO, Swygert, TSTOEAO, TSTOEAO.com. And you can find us on Spotify, TikTok, and YouTube, and everywhere else online at TSTOEAO. You can Google search for your training material, TSTOEAO training material. But don't forget that link is in the description section of this video.